guys, I'm ExactChaos and welcome back to another episode of Captain of Industry. Okay, in the last episode we started rolling out the big trucks over here, and a couple of big excavators. And what I think we're going to do is we're going to pop back into this session here. I think they're just starting production on another one, and I'm going to stop that. So as you can see, there's tons of little stuff stored in here, which I do wonder if we can actually get that out in some way. Anyway, doesn't really matter. We've got these items. So do we have an outbound? I don't think we've got an outbound one, right? Anyway, so we've got this. We now have the option of the new things, right? But we are running out of diesel, and so I think I'm gonna just push pause on that upgrade until such time as we can sort out an updated refinery. And in order for us to sort out the updated refinery, we need to get into the next level of research. We're almost closed out over here. Let's have a quick look. Ooh, that's looking pretty nifty over there. We're moving through this fairly quickly, so we do run out of iron ore fairly quickly, actually. In this instance, we just don't have enough production capacity. We need more trucks, more big excavators and stuff like that to make that actually work. Otherwise, it's not going to really get us there. So there's a lot of stuff here that we still need to sort out. But for the time being, I think we just want to have a quick look at a few things around our research. So we do... I switched this one back on again because I think this is looking, well, reasonably healthy. Anyway, having the extra one up is just a bit of a backup for now, so I'm not too worried about it. Now, what we want to do is we want to take research 1, generate research 2 from it. Okay, so let's go back, go to recipes, go to lab equipment, number 2. For that one, we've set up the paper. Okay, so now with paper around, right? Paper is being produced over here. We also have glass. We could run glass and paper through this direction because that is what we need, right? Yeah, glass and paper and this. So it's effectively a way for us to do those, right? So we'll come back with that. But the idea being we will actively actually run it next to this, go underneath there, and run it through there in the middle. And so then we can actually split them off and come over this way. Beautiful. I think that's a lovely way of setting it up. We're going to run it out that way. We're going to go all the way underneath here. Right, we're going to run it there. We're going to go in there, and then we're going to go up to the next level, and we're going to deselect R. Excellent, that's beautiful. We're going to run it in there. We're going to, I think, just about, shall we go over the top of the steel? I think maybe so. Maybe we'll go over the top of the steel, and we'll no. Let's go one further and hug the building here. So let's do that. Okay. At the same time, we'll go up a level. Oops. Okay, and we'll R things. Let's just go up a level, and we'll place that there. Now we've got paper and glass coming in, so that's beautiful. So that actually makes me think maybe we'll run down this side instead of that side. Right, so if I wanted to do kind of like this, but if we let's just have a quick look at our recipes, right? So lab equipment, so that gives us 12, right? And we can go up to, with assembly 4, we can go to 24. And then lab equipment, yeah. So 24. So hang on. Lab equipment 1, we can do 12. with assembly 2, 24 with assembly 3, and I mean go up and up and up if we wanted to. But in reality, let's maybe just build it on assembly 2. So if we do, so for each one we can do 12, right? And then going to this one, we can go. So we need 12 per 60 seconds in any one of those. So effectively, we need 3 and 3, right? So that's basically what we're saying. This is assembly 3. The other one is assembly 2. We'll do 3 and 3, and that kind of does the trick for us. So 3. Okay, so let's reshuffle our thinking here. So I'm gonna go and clean that out. We're gonna remove one of these. So we'll go 3. Okay. And then from there, I think what we'll do is we'll grab ourselves a little storage, right? Just a little storage to generate a little bit of a buffer. I'm going to do this, right? So we'll go up over there, okay? And then we'll do probably this, right? Okay, so that's kind of the planning there. Then what we need to do is we need 3 of the assembly 2s, right? Or assembly 3s, right? Because that's kind of the bare minimum. And I guess what we could do is we could actually just run it like this. So we could bring that back in, depending on whether we think we need it anymore. We could just run that there, and then we could, run this way and do research where. Was kind of thinking if we do this here, then we can have lab equipment. We can put another bridge in. That's not a problem. And then we could do our research where 2 of them, 3 of them in this area. Especially if we take out this, right? So okay, let's do that. So let's do that. We're going to go up to 3 of them. So we want to leave room for 2 there. And a bit of room there. Okay, so if we were to say that 2, I think that gives us the 6, yeah? So if we do 1, 2, 3 of them, we could even do a 4th if we so chose, in which case we may just move this one over a little bit. Truck struggling to find a destination, so I quickly paused it there. We may actually want to foresee a potential extra one here. What we'll do is we'll do a bit of a copy there, and we'll do that. No, that's not going to work. So if we cut this one and move over by 1 more, yeah, and then we'll do a copy here. I don't think we need this, but if we did, that will give us something to go on there. So now we actually have room for all of them to just run straight into this, and then we have lab equipment that can go underneath here, right? So I guess what we also need to do is find ourselves a little bit of a pathway. I'm going to have a look at those in just a minute. Oh, so this has actually been built now, so that's good. I will place it in line with like there. No, I'll place it in line on this side, just so that we could potentially squeeze by a larger tank over here to get into this area. Not that I think that's something that's going to be useful for us, but I'm going to do it anyway. Okay, so that gets us a starting point with some of this. Let's quickly have a look at these trucks struggling to get to destination. Where are you trying to get to? You're trying to get to there. To go and pick up some stuff here. Is that correct? I guess we could do this, right? Because that'll give access to all of these things, right? Let's quickly pay for that. It's a fairly inexpensive means of sorting that issue out. And I guess, whoa, what are you saying? You're also struggling to get somewhere, and I guess it's the same spot. Okay. As soon as that's done, we should see those clear up, right? Really? You're still... Or is that resolved? Resolved, not resolved? Can I just quickly pick up on where you're trying to go? I don't get... Where are you guys trying to go? I think the issue has resolved itself, to be completely honest with you. So I think that issue has resolved. We've kind of picked up on some areas there. Okay. I'll leave it paused just a little bit while we quickly just figure out the big ticket items over here. In terms of our crossings there, we may see if we need any other additional access capacity or something over here. Anyway, get me my conveyors, please. So first things first, we will be tying in like this and running it all the way into there, right? So we'll be doing this. Right, so we'll do that. We'll do that one there. No! Can you believe it? Can you believe it? So let me go ahead and cut that one and bring it up by 1. Okay. And then we'll just need to tie that in, tie that in, tie that in. Is that 6? Yeah, that's 6 actually. Okay, so that should work now. Now if we go up a level and we tie that one in and we bring it, no, don't do the R. So bring it up to about there and then we bring it down. Similarly, no, up and down. Oh, sorry, wrong one. Okay, and we go up and down and up and down. Perfect. And then we go to, oops, even the next level up. Bring it up all the way over here, there, and down. Up and down. To the top and down. To the top and down. Perfect. Okay, so that gives us the research, right? So what we don't do just yet is yeah, okay, that's fine. So what we want is we want to tie that one in. And we want to tie this one in. We want to tie that one in. And we want to tie this one in. Same there. Oops. Go up and go down. And that one there. Come on. Up and down. Perfect. So that now should be able to give us our big ticket items here. We could squeeze another one in there if we deemed it necessary. So what we'll do, this is pretty cheap stuff. Oh, no, not quite. Still the level 2s, basically. So what I do is let's go ahead and build 3 of them. We will go ahead, run that through there, run that through there. We'll build all of that and all of that. And yeah, all of that should be fine. Okay, there we go. I'm not sure if we're producing. I think we're producing enough. I think I checked it. What we'll do is we'll run that. Okay, so we'll get those built. Interesting. Anyway, let's get the last slither built there as well. And I guess that then puts us into a position where we can slowly start filling these up with some stuff. What is this? What is this? What are we saying? You shouldn't need products, right? Trucks import only if belts can't. So belts should, right? Belts should be bringing in the stuff that you need, but you're not because we're kind of effectively out of iron ore. Okay. So what we could do is a bit of an interim measure. Is we could flip this one around. So let's flip that one around to take it back that way. And we can go ahead and empty it out on this side by just by just putting a little bit of an extra conveyor belt in there, right? So we'll run it around and we'll tie it in there basically. Ooh, and this one didn't actually. We'll try that again, but this time we'll put the R, switch the R in so that that'll kind of work there. So with that in mind, I think that should be a temporary solution to bringing that in. Good stuff. What we'll do in the meantime is we can get rid of this one. We'll get rid of that. So now we're slowly moving all of our iron back into these boxes so that we can speed up our production activities over here. Fully understood that these guys are struggling to produce at this stage. That is all good. In the meantime, I don't think we can actually reach this area, but we could start bringing in. So what I might do is I might delete these two. I might also delete all of, actually not all of this. Do that. And then the question mark in my mind is, do we still have these guys struggling to get where exactly? It's not actually saying it. So I guess we're not that busy anymore, which is good. It's a good thing. Let's have a quick look at our diesel supply. It's looking reasonable. Right? It's not great, but it's not too bad. Okay, so we need to start building out these guys at number 4s. So that should be okay. We should be all fine. So let's build like 3 of them there. So they should be able to be pretty reasonable. Did these guys get dropped off? They did. They did get dropped off. That is good. So what I'm thinking is, those are all paused, right? What I'm thinking is I will do that. And do we empty them out by truck, maybe? I'm kind of thinking we should. So let's just see. So assign a recipe. We are going for lab part 2s. Yep. And you should be fine, right? Lab 2. So we can just copy and paste it. Okay, all good. All set up, ready to go. So the labs are coming in and we're starting to produce them so that we can then do some stuff. I'm kind of wondering, let's go ahead and empty this one out if at all possible. Similarly, I'm thinking we should be emptying this one out as well, but it's going to be a little bit tedious. Let's quickly build this guy so we can start planning out what we're going to do. We need to find our way into our research facilities. And I'm kind of thinking they should just go in here because these guys and these guys will be... but this needs to run into that side there. Okay, fine. Let's... yeah, it's all about the planning, huh? Okay, so with that in mind, we'll clean this out and see if we still need... if we still need that. Hopefully we can do a little bit more here, though. Okay, we need to maybe just bootstrap a little bit of research. Lab. So research lab 2. Okay. If we grab it, right? We could... Yeah, we really need to get rid of this if we were intending on doing it on this side. I'm just thinking we will be doing some level of stuff over here as well as part of that. So I'm thinking research should just go in here. Right, so I'm thinking if we as a starting point, right, just have like 1, 2 research labs. The guy, I'm pretty sure the guy can still run around it, right? Yeah, so we can still get the vehicles in and out. So we can try and get rid of this one and add the 3rd one in there, right? Maybe, and maybe that's what we should be doing. Let's quickly clear this one out so that we can get the 3rd one in there, and then at the same time might just pay for that. And then at the same time, we can at least look at our planning there a little bit. So let's trim out that section, and we'll get rid of that as well. And then this is the entire thing here. So what we'll do is we'll just cut it, move it over a little bit. Let's say like that. Oh, no, that's not going to work. We'll need to bring it up nice and tight, actually. I guess something like this. Okay, so we'll do that. Okay, so what we're going to want to do... actually, let's make use of the very first one, and we'll run it like this. I don't think we need to pass through anything, right? Anyway, what we'll do is we'll keep looking at this, right? So if we did that, no, I didn't want that. No. Let's redo that. So let's just trim that out. Okay. So the plan is here that we go down and in there. Oh, I guess this is gonna be, yeah, this is not gonna work. Okay, well, so we actually have to go back and do that original plan like so that we can also do this and also do that, right? So planning wise, now we've got that in there. Now the question is, did we want a little bit of a buffer, or do we need to store? What do we actually do with these things? So if we said these guys, they're only used, no, they're not. They're also used for level 3. But I guess we'll update the entire setup when we get there, right? If we say, if we look at this guy, for instance, right, it's going to go into Research Lab 3s, just as is. And then here, we're actually going to go into Research 4. I'm just thinking. So I guess we'll have to, and this is Research Lab 2. So we'll have to do a new setup, do some changes, tweak it up a little bit just to actually get that to work. So maybe it's not necessary for us to really hold on to a little bit of it, right? So we'll do that. We'll get that set up. Let's just see. These guys are in need of these items to actually... Oh, yeah, that's fine. Well, that's okay. We should be able to start the construction process at least. So let's get the first one up and running. Right, that should be reasonably straightforward for us to do. So we can then at least make a bit of a start on the research activities. We do have some workers, so maybe that's a good starting point. So research is now up and running. Hopefully this guy's emptying out pretty quickly. I would love to see a little bit more over here. So I guess what we need to do is NAFTA processing is actually starting. So that will get us into, okay, just hang on. So it's an optional output. So we don't actually need the output to use the output just yet. Okay, so I guess that'll work. So we've got these set up. This is all running. We're creating paper. Paper is going in there. All of that's kind of working. We're getting this all set up. We've got some research one, which whether we need to store it or not, I don't know. But ultimately, it's working. We've got the vehicles potentially up and running and ready to go. Stuff has been collected over here. We've got some stored product there that I don't necessarily think we've got an output for. But anyway, that's kind of the plan. Okay, so that gives us research up and running. So NAFTA processing is underway. I guess we could try and do it a little quicker, but we don't really have the workforce for it. So maybe we'll hold off on expanding that just yet. What I'm thinking is we need to start looking at our concrete so we can start bringing this entire process over this way so that we can stop having the alternate smelting processes here. We've got the entire thing running through here, directly going to smelt. Okay, and we've got the kind of bootstrap steel going on. Potentially, we don't need the steel anymore. So the steel is being used to produce those guys. So maybe we'll get the setup going first before we get there. So what I'm quite keen on is the fact that we've now cleared this one out. It's a bit of a, it's also a bit of a scary topic in the sense that we're not quite getting there. Okay, so what we need to do, okay, so we've got the Research 2 set up, we've got the big vehicles going, we need that as well. But I guess what I'm interested in is actually doing the upgrades for the mining piece. So if we go to we want small excavators to be upgraded to excavators, and what we're trying to do is get the iron mine done first. So get the iron mine done, get those vehicles upgraded. They should be fairly straightforward to upgrade. So get a move on upgrading those vehicles so that we can dig these out a little bit more. They should be quite good. Okay, so that's it, right? We've got enough items here so that we can slowly start planning out on this. So what was our plan of attack here? Right, I didn't actually assign anything when we started to build this. Let's quickly go over and we'll see. So we are effectively, we didn't do any of the setup. So now I'm a little bit. So we need to. We're doing concrete, right? And concrete needs coal and limestone to be generating cement. To be generating cement. Do we have? What's our stuff here? So coal and limestone. Do we have any other recipes than that? No. So that's the recipe, right? I guess this is the coal in here. And what do we have on these sides? I just don't know what we're doing. Did I set them up? I didn't set them up, did I? Not at all. Okay. So let's go back. So from slag, we produce crushed slag, right? And that goes into the mixer. Crushed slag. Okay. On the other side, we use rock to produce gravel, to produce manufactured sand. Okay. So we're doing manufactured sand and crushed slag as a recipe. Okay. Let's go to the mixers. Start our way from all the way over here. And I guess the plan is that we don't actually need both of these. Well, they're actually... I guess they're not necessarily set up. But anyway, let's set up our recipe. So we're going for the slag crushed and because we don't want to use sand and we do want to use slag, right? We don't want to use gravel as is and would rather than use manufactured sand. So this is the recipe for us. We've got a fluid alert, which I think is okay. So that's the recipe. What I'll do is I will go and paste it to all of these other guys, right? So now we can see that these guys are getting the inputs from the inside. Cement and the sand and the crushed slag, right? This guy is just going to go and run both of these, right? And they're pretty low in terms of an input. So here, on the one hand, we will have coal, right? Coal and coal. And on the other hand, we will have limestone and limestone, limestone and limestone. Okay, right? And then, so limestone goes in. Okay. So if we run it pretty... Okay, so if we do that, and we go up by one. No. We want to go up by one. This is lime. That's coal. So we'll do there, and then we'll run it all the way there. And oh my, it doesn't want to. So that's not going to work then, is it? Okay, so let's just go and get our limestones set up. Doesn't want to do there. Okay, so you'll have to go into this one. Okay. Yeah, so I guess there's not enough room for it. So what we'll need to do is we'll need to move the entire thing down a little bit. So if I go ahead and cut it, I'm hoping that that is going to be sufficient, right? So if we then just tie all of these back in, hoping that's okay. It's not ideal in terms of what I'm trying to do here, but let's do that. We won't be building all of them, right? It will be a bit of a slower process. So let's do that. We'll get this one up there and we'll run it all the way there, and then we'll honestly up there, and then let's go up there, okay, and then down like so. Yep, up and down, up and down. Okay, beautiful. It's starting to work. I think I fixed it. So these are pretty finicky, really. Okay, and then what from here up, we want to go there and in there, and okay, so that is at least giving us the input. So this, the recipe here is for that one, right? I don't see any other recipe options for us right there. Okay, now from this side, on the one side, we're doing, I guess on the one side, we're crushing slag, right? So yeah, the one side is slag and we're crushing it. So this is going to be slag. Okay, and we want to, actually not that one, leave that one. The next one is also going to be slag, and we'll try and keep that one nice and full. Okay, and then here we're going to go and take slag and make it crushed slag, right? That's the plan. So we'll go ahead and copy this one and actually just apply it to all of those. So now all of them should have that same recipe. Now it's up a little bit higher, so we will look into what we can do here. I think we're going to try and get it up, right? It should be way. Yeah, so let's just run it. Well, actually, let's just run it all the way over here, right? And now we can just quickly tie all of these in, and we'll just build them as we need them, right? So we won't be building all of them all at once because, to be honest, we're also not really in a position from a workforce perspective to be able to go nuts with these things. And then all of this slag can just run into the first item here. So I guess what we'll need to do is we will need to put a vehicle bridge in place. So let's get ourselves a bit of a ramp. We're going to try and align it on the same line. So that one is, one out that way, right? So I guess that's the line. Put it nice and in the middle. So that's the plan. And of course, what we'll do is we will be running. Actually, we'll take this a little bit further forward, like so. Running it. Okay, so that's the first line that we're running through there. The next one we're going to have to run is this kind of stuff, right? So we're going to run cement in here. Can we get up a level? We really can't. So I guess we just go down a level again, and we'll get our cement in on this side. We'll have to keep a bit of an eye on that. And then on this side, we will be doing, see how far did we go? We did about 2 away from it, right? Something like this. Okay, so now that gives us all of these items, right? What is actually coming out of this? Is this this can't be, this has to be like a, what is this? A U-shaped conveyor, and then this has to be a U-shaped conveyor as well. But this one is a flat belt. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so that's fine. But on this side, what we're after is we're actively, so hang on. So first things first, we're going to take rock into gravel, right? That's the first one we're trying to do. So we'll grab that one, we'll paste it there. So we've got the rock into gravel. And then from here, we're going to take gravel into manufactured sand, right? So 8 into 8. So let's quickly see. So this one takes 24. Okay, so this one then, basically 3 and 3. Yeah, beautiful. It's exactly right, right? So what we'll do is we will do that, and we'll paste it all over there. So now at least that is kind of working. I'm a little opposed to where we're putting this, because the idea is really that we need to, can we make this work? Can we make this work? So let's just see. Right, so if we were, we obviously need to bring it up to like an extra level, right? 1, 2. Hang on. So first things first. Okay, do that. And really, you can't connect there. Okay. Okay, so do that and then do that. Okay, beautiful. So now you can, but can you please get up to, so you can't get up to a reasonable level. If we're going directly, but then I guess you won't be able to. We really need you to be getting up here. So I guess let's redo this little stretch again. And what we'll do is we'll say take the U-shaped conveyor, and we'll put that there and do that, right? And similarly, we'll do this. And then what we'll need to do, why on earth is it wanting to do crazy loops to get there? Okay, so if we did that, right? Can you tie into that? Doesn't want to. It just doesn't want to do that. We did. So that seems to be working, right? Let's continue with that journey. Can we tie it in there? I guess we'll just tie it in there. Right, so cancel this one, right? And then just get that U-shaped conveyor to tie in there. And then this one just has to, in the end, go in there some way, shape, or form, right? Fine, we'll go in there, right? And we will flip this one around as well. So I guess that gets us some level of accessibility in there. This is going to all be, we want this needs to be like rock, right? So rock in here and rock in there, please. Okay. And this one can get the rock delivered if at all possible. And what we want is we want the rock to be brought up to that second level. Okay, and then from here, no. Like so, and like so. There we go. So at least now that's all working. Okay, now I guess we can. We should have sufficient stuff to be able to go ahead and build some of this. So let's go ahead and make a start on it. We don't have the workers for it though. So maybe that's something we need to just keep a bit of an eye on. Are we okay here? I think we're okay. I think that is actually now in a reasonable spot. We don't have to worry too much about it. Let's have a quick look over here. What's happening with this guy? Yeah, it seems reasonable. Maybe what we can do is we can drop that down a little bit, get a few more workers able to come and work for us over here. So let us go and say we're going to start building a few things. So let's build that. Let's build this. Let's build one of these. Let's build that. Let's build all of this. And let's build the first 3 of these guys. And we'll leave that one in place for the time being. Okay. So at least now that should start working, right? Similarly, on this side, we'll build this. And we'll build however many do we need. I guess, how many are we running at the moment? We're running two at the moment, right? So let's just get 2 up and running again. Right, so we'll get 2 of them in place. Right, that should help us out. What we will, however, want to do is we will want to make sure that we tie this one in there, right? And we do need to make a bit of a plan on this side. We may move the entire thing up a little bit so that we can actually get them all onto the same level, right? So what I'll do is I will go ahead and cut that entire thing. And move it up there. Okay, so that should do the trick. And then what we're trying to do here is let's do this. And let's do that. Okay, so the plan is, and let's start with this one. So this one needs to get to here. And then it needs to go up to level 2 as soon as possible. And basically run all the way, right? Then the next guy will tie in over there. And we will also do a level up here and run that one like so. And this guy will go back down. Wow. Well, let's just tie you in. Okay, so I guess that's the plan, right? As simple as that. Now let's get all of these things to get to where they need to go. I guess we'll use the bottom one first, right? We're going a U-shaped conveyor. Oops, no, it'll go there. That one. That one. So we'll kind of do that. Tie them in on this side. We need to kind of put an end into this episode. So I guess our NAFTA processing is almost done. So in the next episode, I believe we will be looking at our next iteration of our fancy refinery. Our next iteration of a refinery will happen in the next episode. Now, the next piece is we're going to go up all the way at the top, right, in the middle, and we'll go down there. We'll do that, right? That's the one. Here we go. Nice. And no. And there we go. So that's good. So that's our starting point there. And we'll finish off with the second level U-shaped conveyor. Okay, and we'll go down. And we'll go down. We'll go up. We'll go down. Go up. Actually, let's just extend it first, and then we'll go down. Do the same thing on the other side. Beautiful. We're almost there. And we can start. I think we'll just get the starting points for this thing to start happening. Let's clear out some of these extra bits and pieces. No, now I've gone and broken something. Let's just copy that one and get it up to the appropriate level. And now, all of that should in fact be working. Okay. I did go and there's a little slither there that I haven't perfect. So that should work. Okay, so now we've got these guys up and running doing their thing. We've got these guys up and running doing their thing. We obviously need to build a little bit of this stuff. Right, and we probably need to build all of that. I'll go ahead and build all of that. We don't necessarily need to build more than that. We'll go and build this. We'll need to figure that one out. We'll need to build that one. We'll need to build this. And then how many did we use over here? We were using, where is it? Over here. Just 2. We're just using 2. So let's just use 2 again as a bit of a starting point, right? So I might start it off. We will be looping them in together, right? So anyway, we might just start it off like this and like that, right? So at least we'll switch those on. We do need to find ourselves a little bit of routing on this side as well. And we do need to also bear in mind that we need to sort out our exhaust here, right? So let us quickly figure out what we're going to do with this. I guess just something like that should be okay. But I think that should be fine, right? So we'll just tie in all of these like this. I know we could probably make it a little bit less space intensive, but I guess I don't necessarily need it to be super space saving. At least not at the moment. At the moment, I don't feel the necessity to do that. So how many of these are we running? We're currently running 2 of them. So let's just get 2 of them switched on again. As we look at this, right, this guy needs to be getting some stuff. And similarly, this guy needs to be getting some stuff as well, at the very least. And then what we'll do is we'll switch on 2 of them over here. Okay, so we'll get those switched on. Oh, actually. Okay, we'll get them tied in so that at least we can run a little bit more of this stuff. Okay, so all of that's now starting. Oh, we're missing water. We need to do water as well. Anyway, these things are slowly starting to move. So that's a good sign for us. But I guess we need to kind of put an end in this episode. But I guess that's okay there. We need a little bit more people here. So let us build an extra set of housing. Can I please clear this one out, right? So let's just Let's just remove one of these guys. Okay, well that's okay. Let's just do that. Let's just create a copy and we'll paste that one in there and we'll build it. And so hopefully we're going to slowly get a few more extra workers in here so that we can actually make this one work. And then at the same time, we're in a situation where we could do with some water. So what I might do, I might just extend our water to this side as well. How much water do we actually need? 12, 48. So we do need a pipe level 2. So give me a pipe level 2 here, please. Oops. Get a pipe level 2. Gonna run it kind of all the way here. And then we're gonna go and we'll go a level 3 and we'll run the pipe up to there. Yeah, I kind of like this. This setup is pretty cool. And we'll do that. Actually, these I will downgrade. We don't need them to be kind of the best of the best. We'll keep the main pipe at level. Perfect. Beautiful. Okay, that should do the trick. So let's quickly set that up. And we'll set this up. Okay, so now it's got everything it needs. Slush, crust, slag, and everything is coming into the mix. And we will find ourselves... Oh, we're out of stuff because we've run out of glass. Because why? Because we're out of sand? Yeah, I guess because we're out of sand. Okay, we'll come back. We'll come back to that in just a minute. That's the next problem for us to deal with. Let's quickly... I need to end the episode, though. But let's quickly get a vehicle ramp along kind of these... this general area over here. Do we want to move it to align with whatever we've got going on over here? I mean, we could, but it's not vitally important. I'd rather do it over here and save a little bit of space. So I think something like that's okay. And then the plan would be that we provide some level of storage here. Maybe just a baby storage for the time being. And we'll go maybe up to about there. And then this thing. And this one. Okay, and then what we'll do is we'll just move this one over a little bit. Okay, so something like that should be okay. We'll tie this one in there, and we will go ahead and build that, and build this. So at least now we can move some stuff out. Now this side, we still haven't done the expelling of stuff. So what we'll do is let's quickly do that as a final thing. We'll get ourselves the large one. I'm going to go and put it there. At the same time, I might do a bit of a fluid fluid thing here, a pipe balancer. We could do... Yeah, I guess something like that should be okay. And then the plan would be that we... we run a level 2 little finicky. Okay, so that's kind of the idea, but some of them will need to be level 2s, right? How much is coming out of here? 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 times 9. 10 times 9 would be 90. So it needs a little bit of level 2 piping. So I guess we'll need a level 2 pipe over there and a level 2 pipe over here and probably a level 2 pipe like so. And oh, this doesn't actually want to work. Okay, and what we'll do is we'll do that. That'll be a level 2 pipe as well. Yes, let's just do that. So I guess that, and then we can come out this way if we wanted to do some other stuff. So what I'm keen on doing is let's quickly just set this setup up. Do that. Okay. So with that all built, now we should, and then this one will be the priority out. Well, actually, it's not the priority out. It's just the out at the moment, and we'll have a priority out in due course when we need to. But for the time being, we should be able to expel any kind of things that we need to for there. And we are now. Wow, it's nice and full already. I like it. Okay, guys. So that's been our updated concrete setup, ready for us to now start going into an updated manufactured or what's it? Construction parts 1 area in here. We've cleaned out all of this. We've cleaned out all of that. So let's go ahead and clear this stuff out as well. We can get rid of the bridge there. We can get rid of all of that. So when that's all moved out, now we've got a little bit of room to maneuver and expand upon. And are we doing upgrades? I think that means our big boy upgrades over here have been done. So that's quite helpful. And over here is looking pretty good. And we're seeing Unity drop. So are we out of water? No, we're not out of water. So there's something else causing our Unity to drop. So we'll need to have a little bit of a look at that in the next episode as well. But happy that we have got yet another piece done. And we can really start focusing on the next steps. The 2 things that I would like to do in the next episode is get manufactured parts, construction parts 1 updated in here, a nice big setup for construction parts 1. And then we'll see whether 2 and 3 fits in here, or we'll see how we deal with it. Run it up there or something. But anyway, and the other thing we want to do is get the next version of our refinery up and running, because I think that one is pretty important for us as well. Other than that, things are looking pretty good. We've got more people now to be working some spots, and we'll slowly make our way to getting all of these things done. We've got the water and everything here. Okay, guys, I'll see you next time. If you've enjoyed it, please hit that like button. Bye-bye.